Level up in your business, your career. What does that mean? How do you do that? So in this video, I'm going to go through 5 of the main things that let men down in their business, that let men down in their families, even let men down in their faith. We're talking about business here, and men, you are primarily the guy who makes it happen. Being the king man, you got to be the one who generates, who takes the lead here and generates income, putting food on the table, putting a roof over your head, your family's head. But this is one of the biggest traps I'm going to start with, because this is a myth. You say, hey, you're going, oh, I'm busy. Do you know how much your busyness is costing you, is costing the development of your business, is costing time with your family, is costing the most important thing in your life? Busyness, what is it costing you? I guarantee it's costing you more than money. I'm going to tell you what it is. Before we get started, before I get into the 5 things, so grab a pad and pen. You will benefit greatly from this, okay? 4 levels of value. Lowest level, and maybe if I've got plenty of stuff on this, the lowest level is implementation. Just doing what you've always done, man. Doing what you were told. Okay? Just doing the mowing, whatever it is. Hands on the wheel, doing it. Okay? Management, second lowest level. You're managing other people to do what you've always done. You might have 3, 10, whatever, 30 people, whatever. Doesn't matter. They're just doing, okay? So then the second highest level is communication. When you understand your purpose, your mission, when you speak in a way that inspires the people that are that you're looking after, looking out for, that are looking up to you, when you can communicate a message that's inspiring, that people buy into, that will start to really develop your business. And the highest level, okay, the highest level, and this is the biggest cost when it comes to business, right? The highest level is creativity, using your imagination. When you start to use your imagination, you start to create things. That's the highest level of value you can operate. So as a business owner, when you are busy, okay, the creativity goes. Okay, you stop creating things in the future. And I know, because I'm talking about this because I've seen it happen in my life, in my businesses and sporting career, etc. Why am I talking about this? Because I've made a lot of mistakes. Okay, and it's cost me dearly at times. Okay, more than money I'm talking about. So the 5 things I want to talk about, and I'm going to tell a few stories in there as well, but the biggest trap, what's really letting businessmen down, where they need to level up in, is their time. Most men I'm seeing are wasting so much time focusing on the things that are not important. Remember, if you listen to my other stuff, I always like to talk about the 2 lists, okay? Important list, urgent list. Busy people focus on the urgent stuff. People that are creating, that can have a great clear vision of the future, they're focusing on the important things. So the first thing will go, where maybe you need to level up in, is in your time management. Learn to say no. If it's not of the highest level, the highest value level, it's a no for me. The second thing is where I see a lot of business people make the mistake, they focus on the money. They focus on thinking money is going to fix your problems. Rather than focus on service, giving value. How can I serve more people? When you focus on that, you just seem to attract the best clients, okay? If you're chasing money, it's a bit like if you're trying to get money, when you're leaning in, people kind of lean back, yeah? But when you focus on service, man, people seem to lean in, okay? That's one thing. Don't focus on the money. Maybe you need to level up in your thinking, okay? I always love that Jim Rohn. I remember seeing a video or read it years and years, decades ago. Jim Rohn, he goes, when I was at the beach, go to the beach with my family, took my briefcase, I was thinking about work, being in the office. So when I was at the office, all I was doing was thinking about being at the beach with my family. Don't rob your family, don't rob yourself. So it takes discipline to really correct your thinking. Really correct your thinking. So, man, that can be a challenge for sometimes, for some men. And the third thing that a lot of men, I think, make the mistake in business that need to level up in is around purpose and mission. A lot of people I know that have gone into business because it was the latest trend, or they could make a lot of money out of it, or they did things because it seemed like a good idea at the time. Remember, this is a write it downer. Every good idea is not a good idea for you unless it aligns with your mission, your purpose, your values, the thing that is worth your life. See, when you have a business that you get to outplay your gifts, your talents, your purpose and your mission, and everyone else around you benefits, now that's a good business. That's something that, even with what I do, okay? In regards to our mentorship programs, our mastermind programs, our inner circle, our Become a Better Man challenge, man, if you've done that challenge, you'll see me do it. Man, I ain't working, man. I'm having fun. I'm changing the world. I'm changing the world in me. I'm laughing my head off. Like, men are getting transformed and changed, and their mind is being renewed. They're spotting the enemy, the things that are taking them out. Man, people say, what do you do for work, man? I haven't worked in 20 years. I remember working. This ain't that. Okay? So make sure, man, that your business aligns with your purpose, the thing that is worth your life. So maybe the biggest thing I think could be the biggest mistake men make in their businesses is that it becomes their identity. It becomes their everything. Their whole world is leveraged off how they, like, the measuring stick on how they're going is how their business is going. If the business is going well, man, I feel great. I'm on fire. Whereas your business cannot be your identity. No way, man. That's one of the biggest mistakes. That's burnout. That's burnout material right there. So I look at my life, okay, since I was a young fella, maybe a teenager, I feel like there's been 6 different seasons over the last 30 plus, 30, 40 years, I don't know. I'm 53 now, okay? 35 years, say, maybe a bit more. But I remember my boxing career. Okay, whereas, yeah, at times it was everything. It was my identity. It was half the time I didn't know, but I seemed to be able to have some great coaches and other men through that season that really was able to mold my identity, particularly around rite of passage and testing myself. And even really, because a lot of people say to me, and I never really understood people around boxing being competitive, I never felt like I was competing, all right? Or I got to beat this guy, I got to and of course you're climbing the ladder. We end up being Australian champion and ranked 12th in the world, you're climbing the ladder. But I never felt like I was competing. I was always looking to create something in me that hadn't been created before. I was looking for the next challenge, the next test, the next thing that I had to lift. I had to lift on the inside. I had to lift my focus. I had to lift my identity had to change. What is it? I always love, we talk about business here. Might be another one of Jim Rohn's sayings as well. I've heard many people say it. But if you get $1 million, best you become a millionaire and you get to keep the money. Okay? So it was a bit like that in boxing. It's who you need to become to do that. So, all right, I'm boxing. I get opportunities in a business, bricklaying business. And all of a sudden, man, Talk about busy. I was going to the gym, I was training, I was bricklaying, I had a dozen men working for me. We're doing a house a day, man. Then I go to the gym in the afternoon. I cooked myself. I remember winning the Australian title, and man, I was gonski. I remember fighting in Canada and for a Commonwealth title, and man, I was burnt out. I was toast. I cooked myself, so obviously I had to pull back. I didn't have a choice. Physically, I didn't have a choice. And then I remember a little while after that, defending the Australian title successfully. I thought, I've got to retire, man. So I focused on business. Eventually, it didn't have purpose, though. It was a great money, mate. It was a cash cow. But it was interesting through that period, because I remember at smoko time, at lunchtime, etc., I'd just be telling stories and motivating the men, and that's what I loved about bricklaying. Obviously, the money was good, but just really connecting with men. I remember many men saying to me, Gav, I've never worked this hard. I remember bricklayers have been seasoned bricklayers working for me saying, Gav, I've never laid this many bricks in my life. That was so motivated. So you hear what I'm saying? The gift always works. The gift always comes out wherever you are, you know. But I remember certain, and I've shared it before, there's moments in a man's business, there's moments in a man's life where he gets to make decisions. He has the opportunity to say, hang on, a line in the sand. And really, if I look at my life, that's been a series of lines in the sand. Hang on, I'm going to change. I ain't going back. I've created oaths around that. But I remember getting out of that bricklaying business. I don't know what I'm going to do. I need to do something out there, something else that is purpose-centered, purpose-driven. Then I started opening gyms, training men, and of course then I ended up creating that boxing program, Fight Like a Pro, for men that had never fought, be able to test themselves, challenge themselves. It was another season, but I remember, gentlemen, at times where I didn't get it right all the time. There was times, man, we had massive impact in the community, but there was a cost to me, my health, my family's health. There was times where I put the mission before myself and my family. That's not good. That is not sustainable, gentlemen. I did that for 10, 11 years. Obviously not all the time, but it wasn't all bad. I was developing myself, and I remember in 2019 where we changed things again when we put that first book, A Rite of Passage for the Modern Man, online, and we started helping men everywhere. I started to use, remember those 4 levels of value? A lot of the time that boxing program, man, it was on automation. I just knew exactly what to say at what time. That 10-week program, we done over 50 times. Groups of men over 50 times over 10 years. It was amazing. It worked very well. Men got the result they were after. I got to show them, give them opportunities for their best to come out. That's it. Stepping in that ring and, man, going through that, it ended up being more of a rite of passage and an initiation program. It was extraordinary. I taught men how to actually corner other men, how to serve other men. It was amazing. But everything has a season. When we went online and we started helping men everywhere, it's extraordinary what's happened. But I remember different mentors over the years have said, man, you got to create something. It's a bit like this, okay? This is a writer-downer. How do I serve God at the highest level? How do I serve myself at the highest level? How do I serve my family at the highest level? How do I serve my community, my customers, my clients, the people that I love? How do I serve them at the highest level? See, it's got to be a win. It can't be a win-lose or a win-lose-win. Like, man, it's possible, I'm telling you. You can become the king of your community, of your business, of your realm, the people that you were put here to serve. It's a bit like, I always love King Solomon's prayer. Help me to deliver. Give me the wisdom to do the thing I was put here to do, to serve the people I was put here to serve. Man, that's a good prayer. Even if you're not a prayer, you can get your head around that, I'm sure. If you are a prayer, take it up a notch, I'm telling you. Spend time in that. So what I'm doing now, I'm spending, and this is what I would suggest for every man leveling up in their business, spend more time in rest, in creativity, in serving others. I always say give till it feels good, not till it hurts. So if you can operate in that, if you redline, you'll burn out. But if you can operate in your capacity, it's almost like left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. It's fill my cup, fill others' cup. Fill my cup, fill others' cup. Doing that, man, it is the best. We get in that zone, man, then it's like we get in that zone, we have enough time for the important things. We have enough resources, money for the important things. Okay, we're delivering value everywhere we go. It's purpose driven, man. Your business is purpose driven. Everyone who comes in is helped and served. No matter what industry you're in, people are coming to you, man. You got to solve a problem. You got to find the problem and serve to that. And of course, when it's purpose driven, man, everyone around comes alive, especially you. Your identity comes from your purpose, the thing you were put here to do. Okay, not the other way around. So hey, listen. I'm believing this is going to help someone today. So leave me a comment, let me know, Gav, hey, give me a thumbs up. If you need any other help, for goodness sake, don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to reach out. But hey, listen, it's a good life if you don't weaken. Over and out.